All right, some shocking new data has come out of Harris County Jail, which shows a large number of violent criminals being held in there are illegal aliens. Let's check it out.
Welcome back. We have a Fox News exclusive investigation that's revealing shocking new details into criminal migrant activity in Texas. Brooke Taylor, she's there in Dallas with these troubling statistics. Brooke, what do you have?
Dana, I filed an open records request because I wanted to know how many inmates with ICE detainers accused of the most violent of crimes are being housed in our jails here in Texas. This is what we found in Harris County in Houston, where the VP was just campaigning. There's more than 9,000 inmates in the Harris County Jail. Roughly 1,000 inmates have ICE holds. That is one in every inmate. Here are the mugshots of some of the most violent suspects with ICE detainers. Through our open records request, as of September, we identified ICE detainers lodged for 75 murder cases, of which 22 are capital murder cases. That includes the 2 illegal migrants from Venezuela charged with murdering 12-year-old Jocelyn Nongare, whose mother has been vocal about blaming the
And I'll touch on this more in a little bit after this video.
Biden-Harris open border policy. 32-year-old Osman Sanchez is another suspect among these cases. ICE officials tell me he's an illegal migrant from Honduras. Sanchez is accused of killing 27-year-old Ricardo Vega during a road rage incident back in April. We spoke to his mother.
He has a 9-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son who now have to grow up without a dad. And my daughter-in-law has to be without her husband. How many other victims is it going to take before somebody actually does something about it?
And she tells me she's going to continue to fight for justice as her son's case makes its way through the court system. I do want to mention quickly something that stood out to us from this open records request is 174 of these ICE detainers are tied to sexual assault cases, and more than half of those cases involve children under 14 years old.
That is heartbreaking and it is disgusting. First, I want to touch on that young man who got his life taken away, 27 years old, because of somebody who should not have been here. And the stupidest argument I hear that pisses me off more than anything is when you talk to somebody about the problems with violent criminals coming across the border. They say, well, Americans kill people too. Okay, tell that to the mother of this young man. Tell that to the mother of Jocelyn Nongare. It's sickening. All right, this is an ad right here. I'm going to play part of it. This is Jocelyn's mother speaking out.
Sunday night, I asked her to not stay up super late because of her coming to work with me in the morning first to do her summer school. She said, okay. I told her good night and I love you. I went to bed, not realizing that that was going to be the last time I saw her.
We're best friends.
Yeah. We're going to shake it again.
I woke up to notice she wasn't in her bed. I'm in my heart trying not to lose my mind because I don't know where she is. I finally remembered her phone had a location on, and her phone was pinging just 2 minutes down the road, right behind the skate park. I start driving to the direction the phone was being pinged at, and I see a couple cop cars with lights on. I see yellow tape, and immediately my heart drops and sinks to the bottom of my stomach. My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants. And I know in my heart, she fought incredibly hard. She was not going down without a fight.
We begin with 2 men we're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nongare are affiliated with the gang known for brutal violence.
Kamala Harris was in charge of immigration in our borders.
Every time I hear that story, it breaks my heart because now she has to live with this the rest of her life. and this should have never happened. This story right here should be enough reason to not vote for Kamala Harris. I mean, this is enough right here. To me, this is more important than the economy.
We had better border policies and not open borders and not these catch and release policies. I truly believe this all could have been prevented. Under her being vice president of this country, my daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her.
Happy birthday, dear Jocelyn.
My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and
All right, so I'm going to. I'll leave that in the box below. You can check it out if you want to finish it. But here's another story right here. Arrests in multiple states linked to the kidnapping and murder of a North Texas man.
Lauren and Brandon, back in August, police found a body in Farmers Branch and 2 children walking near the highway. All of this allegedly connected to a Venezuelan gang's nationwide ATM theft. Now, police are looking for 29-year-old Johnny Jesus Martinez Serrano, one of the 4 suspects wanted in connection with the murder of 33-year-old Nilzut Petit. The other suspects are already in custody in both Colorado and New Mexico. All are charged with capital murder and aggravated kidnapping and are awaiting extradition. Now, police say the suspects and victim were connected in a nationwide ATM theft. The suspects allegedly took Petit and 2 children from a Dallas apartment complex and killed Petit on Valley View Lane in Farmers Branch. Investigators say the suspects killed Petit over stolen money they believed he was keeping from them. The children were found unharmed walking on the I-35 East service road in Louisville. Now, police believe that this is an isolated incident, and if you have any information on Serrano,
these types of things should not be happening. Yes, there are criminals in our country who were born here. I get that. They're of all races. They're blacks, whites, Hispanics born in America. Yes, I get that. There are all types of people that commit crimes. But the problem is that a lot of these crimes, these things that are going on right now, should not be happening. Because if you had a secure border, strong border security, no catch and release, a secure border, a border wall across the entire southern border, that's very effective, then you won't have these types of things. Of course, nothing is perfect, but you can cut down this like you have the Remain in Mexico policy. Was it perfect? Probably not, but it was very effective. The ending of catch and release, those things were very effective. Title 42, because of the whole COVID thing, that was effective when it was in place. You have Title 8, which I know some of that is in effect right now. But it's you shouldn't have a wave of millions of people coming across because you don't know who's going to get in. And you have this app, this CB1 app or whatever it's called, and you're having people, thousands of people coming in from various countries, 150 countries or whatever it is have been captured. Some people on the terror watch list. I mean, this has to stop. This really has to stop. We're seeing the negative effects of the open border really starting to take forward because at first you didn't really hear too much. 2021, you didn't hear a whole lot about it yet. But as time has gone on, last year and this year, you're starting to see more and more of these reports of migrant crimes. We need to put an end to that. The mass deportation, I think there needs to be, first and foremost, violent criminals. Get them out of here, point blank, period. And then we'll figure out everything else. Figure out a system that works well, that is fair, that that's not going to be a public safety issue. We'll figure that out. We have laws on the books that need to be enforced, 100%. But if there's a better way to do it, then hey, let's talk about it. But first and foremost, violent criminals must go. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that right there. Pretty scary stuff that's happening in our state here in Texas, but we're doing something about it. And yeah, red up and down the ballot. You know what to do. All right, guys, like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.